that's the kind of man he was. He took care of everything, so we didn't have to. That's how I grew up. I never worried about anything. He did not ask me to speak, though. He didn't. I volunteered. But if he did ask me, here's how it would have sounded. Hello, Richard. It's my father. Yeah, it's Dad. This is your father calling. Richard P. Van Slyke. I would like to submit a request to you. I want you to speak at my memorial service. Now listen. Keep it short, to the point. You understand, Richard? Informal, but important. That's what he had on his note cards, his memo cards, his whole life. You understand, Richard? If you can do this for me, I will appreciate it very much. Now, make sure people know how much I loved your mother, Joanne, and how much I love my children and their families, and Sissy, and my sisters and their families, and my mother and father, and my business and employees, and my lifelong friends, and my fellow Rotarians. And don't forget Margie. You think you can do that for your father? Yes, Dad. Yes, I can do it. Now you better look nice. Get a haircut. You got it, Dad. I got it. Stop telling me what to do. All right, buddy. Cool your jets. So, Dad, this is for you. You lived a great life. And our family, we are here to pay our respects and honor you. We will pay tribute to the man you were. A great success. A fine Buffalonian. An outstanding member of the community. Somebody that people respected. Somebody who always tried to do the right thing. We celebrate that you were the life of the party in school. You were a great dancer. You loved music. Big band music. Jazz. You went to UB Pharmacy School. You married a wonderful woman. You were a great son and a great business partner for your father, Clinton Van Slyke. It's hard to work with your father. Let me tell you, I know. I worked with my father. And one day I came home, my mother said, yeah, you're not going to work at the store anymore. What? Yeah. Dad, you lived a wonderful life. You had 4 beautiful children, 6 grandchildren. And we are all proud to be Van Slyke's. That name on the drugstore, we are all proud to have that name. That's a name you're proud of. Dad, in addition to honoring you, we will laugh and we will make a little fun of you. Because my dad laughed a lot. And he made fun of people. And in Buffalo, if you love somebody, you make fun of them. That's love. If you don't love them, you don't talk about them at all. There's nothing that I'm saying today that I haven't said to you, Dad. Everything you're going to hear, I said to my father. And if you have something to say to my dad, please say it. My kids and my family would love to hear it. So don't hold back. Dad, you were always there. Whether it was a swim meet, or driving to college, driving me to college, or my wedding, or my daughter's christening, my son, Eagle Scout ceremony, you were there. When I was a kid, I played hockey. My father loved hockey. He had season tickets to the Sabres for 20 years, right? 20 years? Some of the best nights I remember were going to Sabres games. Remember, Paul? The Odd Club? French Connection? Eddie Shack? So I played hockey. And in the middle of the season, there was a father-son game. So all the other dads that were athletes come out, and they're skating like hockey players. The other kids are like, yep, that's my dad. And here comes my dad. Skating on his ankles. Sharpening shoe leather. He's got a hockey stick in his hands. Maybe the first time ever. He comes out on the ice, slips, stick goes flying in the air. I was like, yep, that's my dad. Later, when I grew up, had my own kids, I realized, Dad, you weren't an athlete. You knew you couldn't skate. But your son had a father-son game. And damn it, you were going to show up and play. Even if it meant crashing on the ice. That's how you lived your life, Dad. You did what you thought was right for your wife and your kids. And if somebody didn't like it, to hell with them. Dad, you taught me many things. You taught me what it means to be a man. You taught me how to work hard. You taught me how to treat people, how to treat customers when I worked at the store, how to do good work. Because when you put your name, Van Slyke, on it, it should be your very best effort. You taught me how a man should take care of his wife and his family. You tried to tell me these things. Now listen. But I wouldn't listen. Like most people, I was a little embarrassed by my parents. And that comes around, too. Like the first time I dropped off one of my kids, and they said, no, Dad, you don't come in with me. You drop me off here at the corner and I'll walk. So, Dad, when you told me those things, I wasn't listening, but I was watching. And I saw how you conducted your life. And I turned out to be just like my father. I sound like you, I look like you, and I'm proud of it. Growing up, seeing my name on the store, I've always been proud of my name. The fact that my father was a Van Slyke. Dutch. Diane and I, my wife, went on a European bus tour, taking a tour bus around Europe. And the driver was Italian. He lived in Italy. Giordano. The best shoes I've ever seen. So we stop the bus at a rest stop. Everybody gets off the bus. Giordano's standing outside the bus. I walk up and he says, "You're Dutch." I said, "Yeah, how'd you know that?" "Oh, have many Dutch friends. You look just like them. How'd you know? I said, oh, what about Dutch people? Oh, Dutch people, they're all the same. Really? What are Dutch people like? He says, oh, the Dutch, they're very loud and smart, work hard, very successful, but also tight, don't like to spend money. I said, Giordano, you just described my dad. Dad was very responsible and straight-laced, always wore a tie. But every once in a while, he shocked us. Diane and I were living in Buffalo, and we found out some exciting news. So we went over to 32 Willow Grove North. My mom and dad were there, sitting on the couch. We walked in, I held Diane's hand, and I said, Mom, Dad, you're going to be grandparents. And Dad jumped up out of the chair, shook my hand, and said, that's that Van Slyke sperm. It's true. Diane didn't want me to tell that story. But that's my dad. And I wondered, that was my dad to us. Well, I found out yesterday at the wake from all his friends, and that was Dad. He was like that with everybody. Dad, your life was a long and winding road. And there were a few potholes. More like one of those potholes where you hit the pothole and then you drive off the road and then you crash through the guardrail and then you go down the embankment and you come back up, crash through the guardrail again, and then you're back on the road. But you had potholes, just like everybody. Dad, this is how I knew you, and I told you many times. And I know you thought it was your job to spare me from anything unpleasant. And there's probably things I don't know about. But I can only speak about what I know. Dad, you were always very confident. Deep down, you knew what should be done. You may have been a little shy, but I never felt that you were afraid or that you were hesitating to do what needed to be done. Dad, you were loved by many people. All our Willow Grove friends and neighbors. All the people that worked at the drugstores. All the Rotarians for more than 50 years. All your friends you grew up with. I got a picture on my phone of his best friends from 50 years ago, and they're here. They're here. It's unbelievable. So thank you guys for coming. All the customers he helped. All the people he delivered medicine to when they couldn't get to the store. One of the guys he worked with last night told me that when people would come in and they didn't have the money to pay, Dad would give them the medicine. You don't have to pay. So many people said wonderful things yesterday. Dad, you were a character. Most of the time you were very reserved and upstanding. But every once in a while you got loud and crazy. But with a good heart. When you were loud and extroverted, you were like Barney Fife. You remember Barney Fife from the old Andy Griffith show? Now just a darn minute. These hands are lethal weapons. People tell me I'm like Barney. I say, no, I don't want to be Barney. I want to be Burt Reynolds. Always calm and in control. Or Andy Griffith. Calm. Years later, I found out that Barney was the most important part of the Andy Griffith Show. He won the Emmy for Best Comedy Actor every year the show was on the air. He was the highest paid guy on that show. Without Barney, there would have been no show. The guy who played him, Don Knotts, went on to star in movies. One was called The Reluctant Hero. Dad, you were my reluctant hero. You were loud and crazy, wearing your plaid pants and your bright red blazer and your yellow shirt with a saber's tie and a pocket protector with your 3x5 cards. He was a character. But in many ways, he was the most important player on the team, the most important actor in the movie. Say what you want, but without you, Dad, I would not be living the good life I'm living. Some people say, it's too bad he's not hearing all this. But I have good news. I told him everything I'm saying today. I told him all this stuff. Many times I thanked him for being a great dad, for always providing for and taking care of his family. And there's no doubt in my mind he's watching us right now. He's in heaven, reunited with Mom, watching this on TV, saying, Joanne, I can't work this damn remote. Turn up the volume. What the hell's the matter with these people? Does this thing get Fox News Channel? So, Dad, thank you for what you taught me. That's what I learned from you. When you do something, make it good. Because you have to make it good when you put your name on it. I told him all this stuff, and he's like, I'm just doing what a father's supposed to do. There were times we fought when I was a teenager. I really didn't like you, Dad. And you felt the same about me. And I thought, why do I have to have a father like him? But then I grew up and I learned about other fathers. And people would tell me, oh, my father did this horrible thing, or my father was never there, or whatever. And I thought, geez, my dad never did any of that stuff. You were always there, Dad. And our growing up was like a Disney movie. Thanks to you and Mom. How lucky. How lucky are we? Who could ask for more than that? You were right there for Mom until the very end. By your side. You know what I've been hearing all this week from my friends? Your father must have been a good man, Rich. Because you are a good man. And he raised you. Your father's legacy is you, your brothers and sisters. Because they are good people. And to me, that's the best compliment you can get. Not you're talented or you're successful or you're strong, or in my case, movie star handsome. No, the best compliment you can get is you're a good man like your father. Dad, today I'm proud to be your son. So, Dad, this is not goodbye, because I know you're going to be right there with me every day, like Mufasa in The Lion King. Remember who you are, my son. And someday I will see you again. Until then, I'm proud to say, my name is Richard Clinton Van Slyke. And I will close with a prayer sent to me by my Episcopal church at home, St. Edward's. rest eternal grant to Richard Paul, O Lord, and let light perpetual shine upon him. May the soul and the souls of all the departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Amen.